So this is going to be another television show review. This one's called The $1 Million Man. Speaking of which, it's time for me to talk about what's coming down the pike. The $1 Million Man. The $1 Million Man. No. The $6 Million Man. The $6 Million Man. The $6 Million Man. I just don't have the season numbers and disc numbers in front of me. Unless Netflix wants to pull another surprise on me like they did when they finally sent me the Thin Man, which I've been waiting months for, and I was disappointed somewhat, but I wasn't expecting much from a 1934 lamestream movie. So I can't say that I was too terribly disappointed with that. I get through the bad stuff for you, the people. Speaking of which, I was really hoping the television show would be better than the television movie pilot, whatever you want to call the first three movies on on the first two discs. Man, I was really hoping for better, but it was actually worse. None of the great one-liners. No explosions in the first two episodes. I watched Zero Population and Survival of the Fittest with William Smith. Man, that was torture. I really loved this show when I was 4 years old. No, 3 years old. I was 3 years old when I loved this show. I wanted to become an astronaut because of Colonel Steve Austin. It was so awesome. And when he runs around 60 miles an hour, it's in slow motion. It's like watching Kung Fu with David Carradine. They put it in slow motion to tame down the violence in Kung Fu. They put it in slow motion to make him look like he's running really hard or something. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me now that I'm an adult. I'm more than an adult. I'm 52, going on 53. Can't wait to go home and munch on some pasta. I had that 1 pound of chicken fingers, and that was like 3 p.m. Then I had a little bit of breakfast before I came here. Breakfast at like 8 p.m. No, I think it was 7 p.m. I had breakfast. Got an early start. Now I'm ready for some lunch. Okay, I'll talk about the first two episodes. Zero Population. There's this town of like 37 people, all were dead because this crazy government employee dude wants to kill people with ultrasonic waves, and he starts demanding money or something. Otherwise, he's going to attack another town. So Colonel Steve Austin, of course, has to save the day because he just happened to have grown up there 25 miles north or something. So he knows everybody there. doesn't really make sense. I mean, must have been sparsely populated everywhere. You could go 25 miles to find somebody. I didn't really get that part. Anyways, so he rips a pole out of the ground and he throws it at the truck where all these sound waves are coming from before they are able to use the corrupt power plant manager 7,000 volts to kill people. Colonel Steve Austin rips the pole out of the ground and he throws it like a javelin. The truck explodes, but it's not much of an explosion. Let me tell you, it's kind of off camera, actually. They did some funky camera work on that one, if you ask me. That was the only explosion in the 2 episodes, and it was kind of funky, the way they did the camera work. Now I can understand why a 3-year-old would believe this stuff. Anyways. Sorry, Karate Man. I hate this television show. It's going to be torture for me. All these discs that are coming down the pike. But you know what? I still got tons more Karate Man stuff, and most of the stuff that he recommends is pretty decent, I must say. A lot of the stuff is downright enjoyable entertainment, if you ask me. Same goes for Adrian and Professor Quiz and whoever else recommends stuff, except for Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas Michael Jacobs is an automatic 5 out of 5 stars. That guy is amazing, and he hasn't done anything. Maybe he quit. The director from Philadelphia who does the POV horror shorts. We love him on this channel. Anyways, Survival of the Fittest has got William Smith and some other dude trying to kill the military guy Richard Anderson, who was played by a different actor in the first movie pilot thingamabobber. The one that I hated. I should have known that the pilots were an indication of how poor the television show would be, but they changed the theme song. It's no longer "He's the Man." I kind of miss that now that I think about it. That horrible theme song had a kind of charm to it from the second and third movie pilots. So William Smith and this other military dude are trying to kill Richard Anderson because Richard Anderson is trying to negotiate with the Russians, and they don't like that. It's more Cold War nonsense from the early 70s when the United States was giving foreign aid to Brezhnev and pretending that there was a Cold War. This was a decade before the Berlin Wall fell and the USSR collapsed on its own. Now Putin's got a hold of the nukes and is more dangerous with Biden as president, trying to start World War III with Putin. Anyways, I've been over that a million times. You're probably sick and tired of me talking about that. So I don't know what's going on in this season 1, episode 2, survival of the fittest. It's kind of like a that Survivor reality show, which wasn't really reality. It was all staged. The Survivor. Remember that? Remember reality television? Oh man, that was another drug of the nation. In addition to the $6 million man. Adrian asked me to add. Adrian mentioned, he didn't ask me to add it. He just mentioned Wonder Woman and Knight Rider. I loved Knight Rider when I was like 11, 12 years old. And my uncle's girlfriend was obsessed with that. Her family was obsessed with Linda Carter in the late 70s. I think it was 78. So I'm just going to add those gradually after I'm done adding Karate Man's "Everybody Loves Raymond" mention. He didn't even want me to add it because there's so many episodes that I was going to like take out 40 discs from the bottom of my queue. Like I wouldn't have any of my choices left on my Netflix queue. Anyways, so I started adding Everybody Loves Raymond gradually. I'll do the same for Wonder Woman and Knight Rider eventually. But getting back to survival of the fittest. So they're on an airplane. The dude William Smith's friend has some kind of device that's going to kill Richard Anderson, I guess. He's already had one attempt on his life. So, of course, Colonel Steve Austin is with him. He has to be in Washington, D.C. in the morning. Dulles Airport, which I've been to. And Colonel Steve Austin gets a flat tire. Then he calls after he fixes the tire with his bionic arm, his bionic hand, to loosen the lug nuts, whatever they're called, those tire things. Then Richard Anderson calls up the colonel who wants to kill him, and William Smith is kind of standing there. They're plotting to kill for getting too friendly with the Ruskies. And so the killer guy says, "Oh yeah, there's a plane that's kind of mixed with freight, and we're going on it." So then the plane gets caught in a storm, catches fire. They're stranded on an island, and William Smith and his buddy are now trying to stage an accident with the killer snake, which fails because Steve Austin throws a snake across the rock. Colonel Steve Austin, the bionic arm, does it again. Then they try to shoot him. They just go out with their guns, and they do end up shooting Richard Anderson. He's bleeding to death. There's one former doctor who gets nervous during surgery, but Richard Anderson's vein is cut, so Lee Majors cuts off his finger off camera. You don't even see any blood or any wire hanging out of his bionic finger. And they managed to stop the bleeding with the wires in his finger. And there's a rescue plane and a rescue submarine and everything. And apparently the nurse was in on it too. She tried to kill Richard Anderson. But yeah, pretty boring. All of this stuff is very boring. The humor and the explosions are few and far between. On the TV show, I didn't even hear the bionic sound that you hear on the disc menu. I'm not even going to try to attempt to copy it anymore, because my version doesn't sound anything like it anyway. But yeah, I didn't like this. I did not like this. I don't know what Karate Man sees in it, but Karate Man has a high tolerance level for entertainment in general. So I'll just leave it at that. Which is not to say that he doesn't make good recommendations, of course. A lot of his stuff I rate 5 out of 5 stars. So I'm not saying that that it's bad or anything. I just think he has a diverse taste in one genre, action. Which is why he used to check out Rambo Raff for life, I guess. My main enemy. All right, cool. Well, I want to get through these $1 Million Man discs. I think the next disc is like 3 hours, 22 minutes. Something ridiculous. But I'm going to take a nap. My second 10-minute break. Maybe grab some water, use the toilet. Haven't gotten a single car tonight. This is like the job of my dreams. I've got. They didn't take any benefits out of my paycheck other than my Roth 401k, which is my retirement. Took out about $80, and then Union took out like $119. I'm still paying the initial fee, so I think they're only going to take out $50 on my next paycheck, and I won't have to start paying for the other benefits, the supplemental health and the disability stuff, which is about $100 every paycheck. Won't have to pay for that until next month. I looked at the Robert Half health benefits, and they're really crappy. I think I'm just going to waive all of them. Quite honestly. There's an accident critical care thing, which looks kind of interesting, from Nationwide. But everything else, not good. I can get through here. Better coverage, but I have to wait 6 months. And I also get better coverage paying $804 a month to my former employer's health insurance. It was Good Eggs. Yeah, I kind of miss driving for Good Eggs. I could listen to the radio, talk to customers, get a little bit of cash tips. I've only gotten $5 cash tips here this week. So Pele's girlfriend, Michelle, isn't here because Pele's in Los Angeles. There's another resident here who's going to Asia for 6 months or something. But must be nice to be able to travel wherever you want, whenever you want. But I'm not there yet. I never have been there. I think the only time I went out of the country was when I went to Ensenada, Mexico, with my ex-wife on our honeymoon, which was like 6 months after the wedding. Pretty crazy marriage, I must say. Definitely something that I regret doing. At the same time, I don't regret having my son in the whole process. So that's one blessing that I did get from it. But he doesn't say goodbye to me anymore, and he's kind of quiet. He doesn't talk anymore. I'll be talking to him and he doesn't say anything. But I guess that's just puberty hormones. I don't know what to tell you. That whole fiasco with track and field. He said he never told his track and field coach that his parents forced him into it. So I don't know what these people are talking about. They must be crazy, or they must have him mixed up with some other kid. I don't know. It's all very strange to me. Well, that's the end of my review. Hopefully I went over everything. I can't remember Adrian's comment, something about jumping over a fence or something. Maybe he can help me when he's done drinking beers this weekend. Laters.